We the top, thank the Father for the prophets. Know the nation steady waiting for the day that we will drop. All these nations gotta pay for what they did to y'all should all. Maybe we could wait the people take this thing out to the block. We the new gold. I bet they knew that when they took you to your new home. That we the princes of the power, cause we wrestle with these spirits and we come out on top. This with that black and brown masquerade. God, we amazing and I'm not a mason, but the bricks is laid up in arrangement. Yep, young black in my backpack, dangerous, mixing in some flavor with these scriptures, now we baking. Took too long for reparations and restoration. All black everything from start to revelation. Snatching masters from the masses, this is battle rap. Taking all them patents back and bringing blackness back. Imagine Tulsa 23, who land we building on? Why you plotting, keep the milk at home? Why you bopping, keep your slippers on? That's how we do on my side. Keep it in the family and you know we keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Trying to let the spirit guide. How you waiting on that same man that changed you to raise you? That's like waiting on that coach that never played you to play you. The only thing to do is play you. They used to call a fire truck to spray you. Now they playing music on your radio. Your ops pull up to spray you. Playing that same music, them artists ain't getting paid to do. Now you bought a chain, you shining, hop out the rain. Some brothers pull up in vain, they dropping, snatching your chain, dude. Did we ever break free from the slavery? Too many lives lost, too many laid them seas. They put insurance on my brother, see the dotted lines. You lose your soul when you sign, gotta keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Let the spirit guide. We the top, thank the Father for the prophets. Know the nation steady waiting for the day that we would drop. All these nations gotta pay for what they did to y'all should all. Maybe we could wait the people take this thing out to the block. Get some signs, get a spot. We aligning with my pops. We the only people crying that the violence need to stop. Taking brothers out the hood, now we shining on your block. Many only thing can stop us is my God. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on the side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Let the spirit guide.
In times, legendary bandit loose in the building tonight.
Today, the members of the Science and Security Board moved the hands of the Doomsday Clock forward. We moved the clock forward the closest it has ever been to midnight. 90 seconds.
Weapons forming, but they not prospering. He preparing that table, they gotta watch you win. Tug of war with that flesh. Y'all was cool, now you ops again. Fight the good fight, don't let it box you in. Breath of life, let his spirit be your oxygen. He went away to send it, cause he knew the hearts of men. The spirit telling me not to switch. Put my hand to the plow, I ain't dropped it since. Atomic bulletins, nuclear scientists. All of them weapons only gonna bring us close to where Zion is. At first they won't trying to hear. Now they see it and they get the message loud and clear. When you got inner peace, they want you out of here. If you a speaker, they wanna blast you. You a pioneer. Now that the whole world watching the minute hand, repent or perish. If you hearing this, it's still a chance. We looking ancient again. 2 Chronicles 7 and 14. Let's make an amends. Was a slave to the sin, it was caging the sin. Who dealt us this wicked hand? No way you could win. Becoming dangerous men to try to pay for the rent. In the gutter you get one strike, straight to the pen. In they heart is deceit, on they faces a grin. We need solid brothers and sisters, not occasional friends. It's time we racing against the 70th week, wait for the prince. Still studying the major prophets. We found the truth and the way they hit it, made it obvious. Would you look at the time? In with the truth, out with the lies. We got 90 seconds until the show begins. Peace to the laborers, pay them homage. In Hamashiach, it ain't nothing that you can't accomplish. Asking his name, you gon' receive it. He made a promise. You have not, cause you ask not, or ask amiss. The intercessor, he not a genie that grants your wish. You don't forgive, should he forgive you of your past offense? Go forgive your brother and come ask again. He knows your inner thoughts, so you can't pretend. Look, they say we only got 90 seconds. Apply the pressure, you know time is precious. Straightforward and unashamed with his gospel message. Repent, Messiah's coming, though many may not accept it. We about to cross the line, where the lights is off and the cars decline, where the food is scarce and water is hard to find. And talking like how we talking ain't authorized. This your moment, Jacob, you been called to rise. The furnace of affliction melted the shackles away. Your transgressions are forgotten, get back in your place. You broke the laws, but I'm greeting you with open arms. The prodigal son, I'm proud of you, son. From a slave to a priest, look how far that you come. Yeah, well done is what we trying to hear. We got 90 seconds until we out of here.
All praises to the Most High. And I ain't letting know. Tell the devil it ain't enough. Matter what you going through, keep going. I'm sure if they had their way, I been stopped. See, I can see them from a mile away. They in the cut, know how I play it. Then the food won't start today. And I'ma play my part. Much is given, much required. I won't let them treat me out my plate. Never got a show. Where I'm from, how they play it hard. Don't know why I thought that it would change. When I came in, it's true. Once you peep the facial loans, then you cool. The way they play the game, flaw, I never do. Stay in your place, I'm like a paw to these little dudes. And we gon' give most how the praise he brought me through it. My mind stay like anything we could do it. We putting work up on this faith and we improve. I try to tell them I ain't new to this. First we did it, now they doing it. Sticking to the manuscript. I let they follow the blueprint. Elohim sending me did not go. Tell my enemies to step it up. Tell the devil it ain't a no. Keep on going on and on and on and on and on. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. I ain't letting no. I'm gonna keep on going on and on and on. It ain't a no. And on. Tell the devil it ain't a no. I'm fighting. Look at all that we done been through. We done overcame all that they pretend to. We don't fold, we don't bend. We knew we in due time, we would overcome. It's like a jungle sometimes. It made me wonder how I keep from going on. Experience, I don't worry. Most say look up at the birds, think about it. Call them bird brain, but somehow they maintain. If I do that for them, it's for you. Don't you think I'ma do the same thing or more? Gratitude, grateful. You said no one gotta support you, I separate. Get two, walk together, let's stay agree. Be the hand, I be the knee. Don't matter to me, get on your job, no indeed. Don't wanna hear your sob story, no indeed. Teach you how to lead this life for peace. Take the choice, blessings the curses. You know we in the win, and you can't stand next to me if you pretend. Before the 12, we endure to the end. Going on, go on and on and on. I'm fighting, yes sir. I'm fighting. It's the most going on and on and on. I'm fighting, yeah. I'm fighting, yeah. Let's go. It's your 4104, man. Get my lad, bro. I'ma leave it all here. I'll pray.
I got the swerve on me. I got the word on me. I'm about to air it out. I'm about to purge it out. I gotta clear it out. Yeah, I gotta clear it out. I got them locked up, like Cameroon in here. Seated in heavenly places. Whoa, calling the shots in here. I want it all. I want the healing and all. I want the blessings and all. Get out of my throne. Yeah, I got the principality shook. When I pull up to the scene, I got the book of look. And I'm strapped, ayy, 10-19, whoa. Ephesians, ayy, 6-13, whoa. I'm at the flex, ayy, yeah. Wash me clean, bill. Check, breastplate, check, go. Shoes, check, strap, shield, check, helmet, check, yeah. Swerve, check, yeah. Spirit, check, go. Hold up, let's go. I got the swerve on me, I got the word on me. I'm about to air it out, I'm about to purge it out. I gotta clear it out. Yeah, I gotta clear it out.
I gotta clear it out so I can rep the name that God placed upon me. Watch the way that God changed the game, cause he made the game like he worked for Sony. Every day I approach temptation like a Power Ranger with this armor on me. That's the only way that I remain blameless, cause I'm too dangerous when he call up on me. I got new intentions, check. Time to do the mission, check. Making new decisions, check. Now I'm too forgiving, that's a bet. I can see through every lie that the devil tell me, so I won't ever go for that. And I know God ain't gon' ever fail me, so I ain't never going back to life.
Check, breastplate, check, go. Shoes, check, strap, shield, check, helmet, check, yeah. Swerve, check, yeah. Spirit, check, go. Hold up, let's go. I got the swerve on me, I got the word on me. I'm about to air it out, I'm about to purge it out. I gotta clear it out. Yeah, I gotta clear it out. I remember days I was tripping, I remember days I was slipping. I remember days I was still caught up in the system. Look, I had to break out the cage, I had to find a way, I had to get down to pray. I ain't no prey, I am alive today. I make them run away. All of my prayers gon' go, all of my angels gon' go. Whoa. I got the armor on, covered from head to toe. I got the spirit on me, I'm about to put on the show. I'm about to flex like Christ, make him a spectacle. Let's go.
Straight from the throne, we built the altar with the unhewn stones. Roam through the city, all we see is these bones. So my face like flint till I wake a couple souls. A prophet hated by his own, so the father sent his son to bring the tribes of Jacob home. Jumping through these traps cause they trying to see us gone, but we walking through the fire just like Daniel and his bros. From every sheep to her zone, we stay inside the book because the book is all we own. Heritage and you better hold it on. We like David fighting giants with no armor and a stone. We face east as a car home. We face east just to call home. We can't sleep till we all home. We won't rest till they all gone. So I guess that we be calling out they all bones. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make it Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the side the king. Barakataya, Hawa, and Mashad Nagin. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make it Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the side the king. Barakataya, Hawa, and Mashad Nagin. From Bereshit to the books in Greek, the dragon took the sheep. Then the book complete. The father looked for peace, but we shook the beast. Now we up until our power put the hook to cheek. Shema, Yasha Allah, Abanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. He the tower till he give us the power of God. Though in the tower you will never devour a tribe. The Lord despised all you devils, your hours survive. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. We trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakataya, Hawa, and Mashak Nagin. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. Trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakataya, Hawa, and Mashak Nagin. Barakataya, Hawa,
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, we the anointed house of saints. First and foremost, giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. You already know what it is, man. Like the video when you enter the building, Bobby Kashai. Man, share this video with 5 people, man. If you have watched They Clone Tyrone,
that's right.
If you have watched the movie called They Clone Tyrone, I want you to put a 7 in the chat, man. This is gonna be a fun discussion. This is gonna be more of a discussion, man. You know what I mean? And if we go over a part of the movie and we pass by it, and it's something that we didn't see, ask for the link. We might let you get up here, share it real quick. So, we're trying to look at it from a biblical or a spiritual lens. Not gonna be that many precepts, but we just want to be spiritual about what we already know about this world that we live in. All right. So that last song, Araya, is you can find it on our YouTube channel. We got our the music video, all right, for the brother song right here. Dang, I got it right this time. Right there, that's the brother who did the song. Or you can look him up on YouTube. It's Jonathan Goodall on YouTube, right?
It's Jonathan HOS. HOS Jonathan. That's what it is.
There you go. HOS Jonathan on YouTube. All right, you can find the music that he did right there and all his music. All right, because the first song we played was his music. You know what I'm saying? So, talented brother, man. So, hey, I'm your brother Judah. Let's start off. I'm your brother Judah.
Hey, Khan. Shalom, Israel. Brother Jonathan.
Brother Canol.
Brother Boaz. Shalom, Israel.
All right, once again, man, like the video when you enter the building, Bobby Kashai. All right, we're going to get right into it. So, let's shout out some people real fast. Joan Gurka, Shalom. All right. Brother James Green, Shalom. World Without End, Shalom. HOS Nadiyad, Shalom. Sister L, Shalom. Brother DTA Twan in the building, Shalom. Soldier James in the building, Shalom. HOS Knock in the building. Sister Christella is in the building, Shalom. Officer Kadar Haran is in the building, Shalom. The brother Araya is in the building. The brother Yaquab is in the building, Shalom, Shalom. And everybody else who's coming in the building, or if you haven't commented, Shalom to you. All right. So, we supposed to did this 2-3 weeks ago, but there was other doctrinal topics that was pressing that we decided to do before it. And we let everybody else go ahead and do theirs. Everybody jumped on it quick. You know what I'm saying? So, they did their thing. So we decided to do it now. And we're going to get into it. So I'll start off with the plot, who's who, and all that, and then we'll get into it. Right? Because we don't got each other's notes, so we don't know what each other about to say. So this about to be good. So I don't know where the video is, the state or the city the movie's supposed to be in, but it's a neighborhood called the Glen, right? This dude, let's find his name. Somebody look up his name. The dude who directed the movie. He's this is his first movie. This brother, he did a couple of a couple other movies that he was a part of, like Space Jam 2. He was a part of that movie and a couple other movies, good movies that he did. Space Jam 2, I heard one that.
It's a brother named Jewel Taylor.
There you go. Brother Jewel Taylor's his first movie. You know what I'm saying? And being it was his first movie. Hey, I can't find a sound effect, but there you go. We got a round of applause.
Yeah, straight up.
Yo,
straight up.
Excellent movie. I've never seen a movie. It's hard for me. I don't like movies like that. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm a documentary type of dude. I like to watch documentaries and stuff that makes my mind like stop running, and a movie ain't gonna do it. It's very seldom that I watch a movie and I'm like, yo, this is one of the best movies ever.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For all the band heads out there, drummers out there, Drumline the movie was that for us.
Yeah.
You feel me? The first Space Jam was that for us. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey,
Friday.
I gotta say, see me, I'm a movie person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Tarantino film person. You know what I mean? I like Tarantino films, Kill Bill, Death Proof, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I was able to appreciate it from a cinematic standpoint.
Yeah.
But like you said, you know, this movie has a different place on that rank, and I ain't gonna go into it, but we're gonna get there.
I'm gonna say this, right? You know that feeling you got when you first came into the truth, and then you saw other aspects of the truth that you didn't know existed.
Yeah.
So like leaving the church, I'm like, well, that music stuff over. And then I started seeing all the music that Israel had. I'm like,
yeah,
oh shoot! Like we talked about it last Friday a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All the different factors that came into the truth. It was exciting. You know what I'm saying? And then Clubhouse hit.
Yeah.
And it was a whole nother wave of excitement for people coming into the truth.
Yeah.
This was one of those for me. You know what I'm saying? Just like Drumline was a thing. I always been a musician, whatever, whatever. And the Drumline, the movie comes out. And it's like, yo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this movie was one of those things for me because I could see it from a spiritual lens. You feel what I'm saying? You know. And the Bible says, much wisdom comes much sorrow. So it's sad that I knew that this movie was as spiritual as it was. Go ahead, I don't want.
So for me, you know, this was like a put on your tinfoil hat type joint because it had everything. If you have any type of, even if you're not in the Israelite community, if you have any kind of self-worth or notion of your nation, your people, whether you call yourself black or white, whatever, you'll see all of these things because you lived it.
Right.
And the poisoning of the food, I don't want to get into specifics, but you know, we're going to get into that. But all of the things that they were saying is things that you see while coming into the truth, or if you were in Kemet or whatever, and you just see what happens to our people from these other things. It was crazy. Like,
unless your eyes are wide shut.
The story, like, was crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff in there, man, that even I feel like even if you dead asleep and you don't know what time it is on no level, you saw some of that.
You had to see something.
You had to see some of it. Right? But we're gonna hit you with some stuff you might not have seen.
And I've seen the commentary. A dude did a commentary earlier because I was looking to see. I wonder if these dudes are actually playing the movie.
Yeah.
While they're doing the review, because if so, we gonna do it. You feel me?
Right.
And hey, Shalom, Soldier Antonio in the building, Sister Gabriella, Shalom, y'all.
Shalom.
So, you know, I was sitting there like, all right, dude said, you know, they doing this and they doing that, but it's showing you that, you know, black people, you know, we're in the matrix, but not only us, white people too, and you know, it's showing you that the world is in the matrix. If the world was in the matrix, the things that we're going to talk about that happened in the movie would have happened to everybody.
Right.
But you know, you got to have some niggas that can't see it for what it was actually saying, but it is what it is. All right. So let's get into it. So the plot is in a neighborhood called the Glen, right? The neighborhood called the Glen. Main character is a brother named Fontaine. He was played by a British dude. That is crazy. The fact that dude acts like a dude in my neighborhood growing up.
Yo, he embodied that role straight
Bro,
up.
Coming from where I'm coming from, I should have been able to play that role better than him. It wouldn't have happened. Dude is an actor, right?
Yeah.
So the dude to the right is Fontaine, right? The dude to the left, what was his name again? It was Duck or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I just thought of him as the old guy.
Yeah. Right. So then you have Slick Charles, who was played by Jamie Foxx. Right. You got Slick Charles, Jamie Foxx. It's gonna be a little bit earlier, a little bit. Like, yeah, there you go, right there. Right. And then you have. We're gonna talk about this dude in a minute.
Oh yeah, we're gonna come back to him.
We're gonna talk about him.
When did this movie come out?
Like 2 months ago.
Oh, when did the whole Jamie Foxx clone thing come out?
2 months ago.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, it
real.
was literally at the same time. Exactly.
Okay, so that's Slick Charles. He plays a pimp. Fontaine is a drug dealer. Salaki, I forgot to say that. Fontaine is a drug dealer, Slick Charles is a pimp, and then Yo-Yo is one of Slick Charles'
One of his
street
girls.
workers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course, it ain't gonna let me get her. There it
All
is.
right, there you go. Right now, I like Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
Because even though she was a prostitute, she was the most revolutionary in the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, of course, you got the plot that takes place in the hood. And Fontaine's a drug dealer. He got a young boy. You know what I'm saying? The young boy is basically his lookout. He looks out for police. He looks out for other drug dealers. And the first thing we see Fontaine do is hit a rival drug dealer that the little boy came and told him about with their car. Right? Because the dude was selling drugs in his territory.
Yeah.
So off the rip, we see Deuteronomy 28:68. Not 68, but 54.
Yeah, straight up.
Off the rip, we see Deuteronomy 28 and 54. Right? Boaz, read that real quick, just in case some people come up and don't know what we talking about. We want to if for anybody who watches this video that does not know what Deuteronomy 28 is about, we believe that Deuteronomy 28, first of all, Deuteronomy 28 is reading about blessings and curses to the people called the Israelites.
Yeah.
Right? From verse 15 on down, it says he's going to read it. From verse 15 on down, it's talking about if you don't listen to God's commandments and his laws, curses will come upon you. And they only fit the Israelites. And here's one of them. Read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20, and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Now, if you hitting somebody with a damn car, your eye is evil towards your brother, straight up.
Facts.
Right? So, and anybody can stop me at any part that I'm at.
I'm gonna jump in there after you say this part about Deuteronomy 28.
Oh, no, that's it, because I was about to move on. So go ahead.
Okay, Khan. So I want to say this, right? If you're not familiar with the scriptures, right? Let's just tailor this like this. If you're not familiar to the scriptures, read Deuteronomy 28 and read Psalms chapter 83.
Mm-hmm.
And then go back and watch this movie. And I'm telling you, if the movie didn't make sense before, it's gonna start to make sense now.
No,
and that's what we trying to show y'all, is that these scriptures is not just fairy tale stories in a book that some guys wrote a long time ago, man. We talking about divine revelation, the Most High God giving you the blueprint to everything that's going on. You trying to figure out why your neighborhood is jacked up. You trying to figure out why your cousins, all they want to do is come to the cookout and fight everybody, right? You trying to figure this out? The answers are in the book, man. Hey, look, I want to say this real quick before I move on. This movie is also in blaxploitation. It's shot in blaxploitation. So what is blaxploitation? Blaxploitation is a film genre from the 70s where you get movies like Dolomite and Superfly and Shaft, right? All of these classic movies from the 70s coming into the early 80s, they call that blaxploitation, and they call it that because they're exploiting black culture, right? And the whole theme behind this movie is exploiting black culture. So why not do the movie in blaxploitation? It was genius. That's why I said the level of which Joel Taylor was operating in when he was doing this, he had the Most High had the spirit on this brother while he was doing parts of this movie. I'm telling you right now. I stand. But go ahead.
So I can add something too. So we're looking at these characters. We're looking at the pimp, the prostitute, and the what was the other one?
Drug dealer.
Drug dealer. So when you think of that, think of what is it? It's Mark 2 and 17.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll read it real quick. Mark 2 and 17 is.
I got it.
You got it.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 2 and verse 17. When Yahushua heard it, He saith unto them, they that are whole have no need of the physician, but they that are sick, I came not to call the righteous, but the sinners to repentance.
Yeah, so it's kind of strange that they use those characters to portray this movie in the way that they did it, because it seemed as if they were trying to bring them into some kind of consciousness or awareness of their situation and plight, and that's what Yahweh brings.
And that's funny, right? Because what if that was, what's the dude name again?
Joel Taylor.
Joel Taylor. What if that was really his goal? Like, I'm gonna make a movie to make the drug dealers think, and the pimp, and the prostitute. Even though we're in 2023, and the prostitutes are their own pimps, you know what I'm saying? What if that was his goal? Hey, that's why. Give me Proverbs 20:24. We're gonna move on, because it had to be divine intervention.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The Most High be making people do stuff they don't even be thinking about why they doing it like that. We're not taking that from the brother. He may be brilliant, but the Most High, he does everything. So the Most High made him brilliant. If he is brilliant, right? Read that real quick.
Khan is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
Hey man, that dude, what if he don't even know why he made this video? Matter of fact, he don't know what he's doing when it comes to the truth. No. He don't even know what he just did.
Right.
How can a man then understand his own way, right? So boom. Go ahead.
So he made the movie, he might have made it thinking it's for entertainment, or thinking he's kind of trying to, show black people something, but he did it so the Most High can get Sakari or whoever else did this and show it to these brothers, or get brothers to actually watch it so they can see it for themselves. Like to me, everything is spiritual and everything's for a reason. Like you put a token somewhere for you, me, someone in Israel to see it and take notice of it and show it to the rest of the world as light.
Hey, like Lion King, man, we're gonna have to do a review on that one, right?
Oh yeah,
got to do that, right? So, all right, so boom, we see Fontaine hit the dude with a car selling dope in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? After this, he goes to the store, right? He gets a 40, he gets a scratch off and some Rellos, only to scratch the scratch off and see the word. We're gonna wait on that. He scratches his scratch off. He pours some of his 40 into an old man's cup who sits outside out the joint, right? Now, everybody going on with their day, they going in there. He's speaking gibberish. What they think is gibberish. Ain't nobody listening to him. You see a part in the movie where Fontaine, he says something to Fontaine. Fontaine said, yeah. There's the dude outside your local corner store, right? That be just saying anything. But this dude was actually saying some stuff, right? But we're going to get into it, right? So, boom. The stuff that man was saying was important. So, the first thing the elder said to him was, it's in the water, young blood. It's in the water. Fontaine's like, yeah, I know. And he don't know, right? What the old man was referring to was the words on the scratch off that Fontaine always sees when he buys a scratch off, which was "you lose." Fontaine scratches his scratch off. He sees the word "you lose." Old man says, "It's in the water, young blood. It's in the water." Right now, Fontaine goes home. His homeboy comes through, brings some drug money to the crib. You know what I'm saying? And there's a commercial that we're going to talk about later that's on the screen about fried chicken.
Yeah.
This is important for later, right? So Fontaine goes looking for the pimp because he's fronted the pimp some work, right? Fontaine finds the pimp. He collects the money, leave. And he ends up, I'm going to stop here for anybody to get in who needs to get in there. He ends up getting killed by the same brother he hit with the car.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28 and 54. again. Now, Fontaine, he gets killed in the car, and Charles is the first person to see him dead. Right? And I'm going to stop there for anybody who, if I went past anything y'all want to talk about, go ahead.
Salakia.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I was just going to say, because y'all was talking about earlier, the dude, Joel Taylor, what if the purpose of his movie could have been like on like some Spike Lee type stuff? Because I'm listening to what y'all explaining, and when I think about when I'm hearing it, it reminds me of Spike Lee, like how he would do certain movies to represent us as a people, to show us like what we got going on in our lives and communities and what's happening, and to try and do better.
Yeah. That's what we was going into earlier. He could have had a mission in mind, but I think the mission that the Most High used it for to make him think of certain things was divine. He probably had a mission when he was coming up with this.
Correct.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And he purposely implanted Easter eggs into the movie. And I'm gonna talk about those Easter eggs. I'm gonna wait till we get there.
All right.
But I do want to say this though. I do want to say this. I have to bring this up. At the beginning of the movie, as the scene is opening up, the first shot you see,
I knew it,
is everybody standing out in front of this store, right?
Right.
And I had to watch it maybe 2 or 3 times to even catch this. But at the beginning, somebody says, "Yo, man, I swear I seen Tupac at the store." And they was like, "You ain't seen no damn Tupac, man. He been dead." Right? Now, why is that important? Why is that important? Because once you understand the theme of this movie, you'll understand why it's important to have a Tupac character in every generation. In every generation. That's so important to have, right? And we're gonna talk about the overall plot and scheme of these demons. But let me show you something. Let's get Jeremiah 5:21. And somebody else get Proverbs 4:19.
So this is Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 21. And it reads, "Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not."
Hey, it's stuff going on every single day in your life, and in movies and in music and in TV show that they just blatantly putting in front of you.
Right.
And you don't see it.
Oh, we're gonna get into that too.
Because you think it's entertainment.
Right.
Right? You think it's entertainment. You think a Tupac character showing up in your life or during your lifetime, a Nipsey Hussle showing up during your lifetime, you think that's for your entertainment and your pleasure. These people put too much money into it for it to be simply about your pleasure.
They don't care about your entertainment.
Yeah, it's too much money on the line, bro.
Right.
They trying to maintain something. We got to figure out what it is, right? And get that Proverbs 4:19. That's my last one.
Hey, real quick. You just said something. I think I heard Bishop Nathaniel from IUIC say this. He said, "The devil does not care about entertaining niggas. He does not care about your entertainment and your enjoyment. He doesn't care about that."
Straight up.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Go ahead.
Straight up. You got to think about the level of childishness that we are on.
Yeah.
We are hooked in a cycle that we are addicted to our phone, right? It was Jeremiah 5:21, King, and then the next one gonna be Proverbs 4:19. But we are addicted to our phone because it brings us entertainment, but we pay a bill to people who created that phone and they getting rich off of it, and you using it for your entertainment. The same stuff we use for our entertainment, they building a lifestyle and they building a world around the stuff that we using for entertainment. I just want to bring that out. Right?
True.
Go ahead, Boaz.
Con, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 19. "The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble."
Hey, the wicked don't even know why they stumbling. They don't even understand the traps that's set in front of them. I'm gonna let the brother take over, man. But I just want to point out that the Bible is dealing with these issues, man.
Hey, that last precept is cold because that's all the movie was about.
Facts.
The movie was about the feeling that you have when you first get into the truth and break out of the matrix. But we're gonna get into it. That's what that movie was about, right? So boom. Boom. So yeah, his homeboy after he gets the you lose scratch off, he goes home. His homeboy brings some drug money in a pizza box. He opens it up. Hey yo, this ain't enough. Oh, I can't find the pimp. You know what I'm saying? Now, there was a commercial looking for. I mean, there was a commercial about fried chicken. Or with the black people doing the shuck and jive, them stupid JJ off a good time.
Yeah.
Them dances, whatever you know, them dances Boaz used to do back in the day.
Pop locking.
That stuff, right? So boom. He goes and he finds backtrack. He got killed by the dude. He got killed by the dude outside of Slick Charles' room. And he wakes up the next morning in his bed as if he just had a nightmare.
Right.
Now, what's funny is I don't know the precept off top. It's a precept that says something about how one day this is all going to be like a bad dream. Basically, it's what it's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the precept off top. But if you can find it, let's get it. He wakes up in his bed as if he just had a bad dream. He's like this because he got shot in the chest. So he holding his chest. And he like, shoo. Right? So now he goes back through his daily cycle. He goes back to the liquor store, gets his 40, gets his scratch off and his Rellos. Right? He goes, talks to the old man, he gets his you lose on the scratch off, pours his a little bit of his 40 in the man's cup. And the man says something else. He says, straighter is greater. Straighter is greater. Right? So that's important for something later as well. Fontaine goes to his car, and now he sees himself walking towards himself. He sees his old self walking towards himself with the bullet holes and everything.
Uh-huh.
As soon as he starts to be like, yo, what in the world? This black truck comes in, scoops the person walking towards him, scoops him up, takes off. The old man says something else. He says, he's off to see the wizard again. Now I'm interested to know what people think that he said right there.
Oh yeah, I know what that means.
Okay, you got that precept?
No, I'm trying to find that precept because I don't know.
126 and 1.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what.
Let's get it.
Okay. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 126 and verse 1. When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream.
That's right.
Oh dang, that's crazy. That ain't the one, but that's a good one. That's cold. That's not the one, but it was that's a good one. That's a good one. All right. I think this is what I'm thinking about is in the Apocrypha, but I don't know. So boom, he woke up like he was in a dream, right?
Yeah.
So boom, he goes through his daily cycle, sees himself walking towards himself. The truck picks him up. The dude says, he's off to see the wizard again. What you think that means, Jonathan?
Yo, so I feel like that. I feel like the old man was dropping knowledge the whole time, but he wasn't somebody that the world would deem as a wise person.
Ooh, who do you think that is?
Hey, that's right. Because
us on the street corners.
Hey, that's right. Because we the ones standing out there on the corner, right? And a lot of the times we're the only people who even speak to the homeless man, right? But the Most High will use the foolishness or the fools of this world and make them wise, right? And confound the wise of the world. And so that's what he was doing. So anyway, he's saying off to see the wizard because somebody who's in control of this whole thing is behind the scenes, and the old man knows it. He been here long enough. He got the wisdom. He been here long enough. He done seen brothers rise up and become drug dealers and gain power and respect and notoriety, and he's seen them fall. And then he's seen the next man rise back up, He's seen this cycle, so he knows the patterns, and that's what he was calling out throughout the movie.
Hey, let's get this preset real quick. We said we won't get a whole bunch, but hey, here you go. Give me Sirach 13 and 21.
Is that the one you was looking for?
Nah, just on your point, right? You know what I'm saying? Because the dude said he's off to see the wizard again, and you have some of our people, and I don't know if this is what was being pushed in the movie. But you got some of our people like that man. He's just an old poor man wanting you to put a little 40 in his cup, and he happy just drinking, a little bit of people 40s all day because he knows what life is.
Yeah,
he knows what's coming, and he's giving up.
Right.
He got all the wisdom to tell you exactly what's going on, but he don't have the willpower to fight against it.
To do nothing more. See, I ain't.
We gonna see some. Hey, later in the movie, after a certain thing happened, one of the main characters gets that spirit for a little bit.
That's right.
You either gonna be the old man, or you gonna be, you know what I'm saying, that lion.
Yeah,
this is gonna rouse you up, right? Let's get the precept.
This is Sirach chapter 13 and 21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friend.
Go to 23.
Verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
So yeah, when a rich man speak, everybody listens. If you would have had, he passed on, but for some reason that neighborhood reminds me of Dolph. If Dolph would have pulled up and would have been giving game, everybody in the neighborhood would have been listening.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, I thought you was going to say this. In the beginning scene of the movie, you had all the brothers outside. They was selling stuff out the damn trunk. Some brothers was doing regular hood scene. But there was a picture of a white man with his eyes looking at everybody, panning into the movie.
Yeah, straight up.
And the words that was on that, if you can find it.
Yeah, I get it.
Find it and give me the words that was on the thing.
I'm going to pull it up in the background.
Right? But when a rich man speaks, everybody stops and listens. You can finish that precept too.
And look what he saith, they extol it to the cloud.
They hold it to high regard. He must be saying something. He's successful. But
if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
Same thing when Fontaine said to the man, yeah. Man, shut up, old man. All right. You got time to hear the word of the Lord? Nah. Know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't got no time. Go ahead, Adawan.
No, I was just gonna say what they say. I'll be right back. Or let's just mumble.
That's the best one. Hey, y'all to be getting them, Adawan. They be like, y'all be right back. How long y'all gonna be here? We gonna be here till you get back. We wrap it up right there. Right. We know he ain't never coming back. Right?
This it right here, Judah.
Right, but you see this scene right here. The niggas is in the front of the store doing some of everything. They probably selling weed, cocaine, selling CDs out of the back of the car, right? But what did the word say? It said keep us smiling or something like that.
Yeah, keep them smiling. Yep.
Now we're gonna go to a part in the movie that it's funny that it has a picture of a white man with a slogan "Keep him smiling," because it shows us what is going on in this world. So we gonna keep going, man, because you got to remember all these things.
Yeah, hey, and Salaki, I gotta say this now that we circle back to it.
Yep.
I want you to pay attention to what's being advertised.
Yep.
Look at what they advertising, right? I want you to leave your house after this video and go up to the corner store and see what they advertising and see if it ain't the same thing, bro.
And look at where your mouse is at. It says play L here.
Right. That's what I was gonna point out. So you got the lotto.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the $12 per case, very cheap beer, right? That they don't sell on the other side of town
at all.
Then you got we accept EBT. So look, some of them stores you go to, you can go in there, you can buy anything with your EBT. I used to be up in the store, man, buying t-shirts. Damn, I remember when the little polo shirts was out. Hey, I was buying polo shirts with my EBT card, man. Right? Everything is available in the store Because guess what? We gonna make it possible for you to get what you're trying to get. You trying to get some beer with your EBT? Don't worry about it. We got you.
And who owned the store? Damn,
Right.
Ishmael or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was either Ishmael or Moab. But
Right.
it says play L here. And every time he got him a scratch off, he got a big L. You lose. Right? But yeah, let's see what the sign. Oh, the sign said keep him smiling, right? There's a part in the movie, and it's gonna show that this whole thing is about our enemy. You know what I'm saying? Conspiring against us. We're gonna see. Right? So boom. Boom. He said he's off to see the wizard again. He goes back to Slick Charles' house. He does the same thing over again because he's going through his daily cycle. His cycle is lifting weights, going to the liquor store, getting a 40 scratch off some Rellos, seeing you lose, put the damn 40, a little bit of the 40. Damn, that's crazy. Putting a little bit of the 40 in the cup and then going to collect his money from everybody who owned.
Yeah.
So he goes back to Slick Charles' house, but Slick Charles had a damn panic attack because he just saw this man die yesterday.
Right. He's seen them boys. They unloaded the whole clip on that boy.
That was you feel me?
Yeah. He ain't surviving that one.
Nah.
I just wanted to point out the mundane life of a person that traps. Like, that's what they do every day.
Yeah.
Get up early ass in the morning, go get their coffee or whatever at the corner store, you know, whoever they got to talk to. They do the same thing every single day. Nonstop.
That was my life.
Like nonstop. Literally do the same.
It ain't no hope. It ain't no hope to do nothing bigger than that. You know what I'm
Trap.
saying?
Yep. Hey, even when I was
Jesus
in college,
said, trap or die, man.
Yeah, bro. Even when I was in college, bro, it was wake up, skip class, sit on the stoop across from the school, smoke my tree, sell my bud, wait for my homie to get a class, go home, throw a party, do it. That was my year. That was my whole year. And this movie was like, damn, bro. That was a sad life.
Yeah.
Say it again, I don't want.
I said rewind plus play. That's what it is.
That's all it is, right?
So, time. Like a drug dealer, he lived his life so that at the end of the night they could buy the section or whatever, hit the bottle, and then do it all over again. It's the same stupid whores or whatever, It's like it.
Hey, and look, Fontaine went and knocked on his mama's door and was like, "Hey, mama, you want something to eat?" And she ain't even opened the door. She just yelled through the door. She was like, "Nah, I'm good. I picked up something from the cookout."
Yep.
That's all she said. And then he was like, "All right." And then he moved on. And, we're going to revisit that. But he does that throughout the movie. And she don't never come out that room.
It makes me think about, his life trajectory because of that right there. You know what I'm saying? But all right, so boom.
Doesn't that go into the nature of a despondent relationship between like a young man growing up and his
mother?
Mom?
Yeah.
She can't nurture him. She can't help him in any way. She just said, "Nah," and lets him go about his life of being a loser.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. Because she don't see nothing better for him.
Yeah.
No.
Makes me wonder if that whole movie was about him being a little boy and not a man. Right? But so boom, he goes back to Slick Charles' house. Mind you, he just got killed. Slick Charles sees him get killed. Slick Charles is tripping. He was like, "Bro, you supposed to be breathing through a tube. Like, what's up? Like, am I seeing ghosts?" And Fontaine ain't worried about none of that. He just want his money. He don't understand. He came and got his money yesterday. So boom, the dude was like, "Bro, if you don't believe me, ask Yo-Yo." He asked Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo was like, "Yeah, you got clapped last night, pretty much. Like, you got clapped last night, right?" So boom, daggone, on the screen of Slick Charles' crib, there's another commercial, and the product was a perm relaxer, and the slogan for the perm relaxer commercial was "Straighter is greater." Now we heard the old man say this earlier, right? So now we got "Straighter is greater" with this perm commercial. Right? Cool. Still hold that in your mind for later. So boom. After Fontaine confirms that he got shot last night, he's supposed to be dead and all this. You know what I'm saying? They go to find the dudes who killed him, and there's a song playing on the radio by this dude named Ruckus. Remember that name. The song is called So Tired. Soon as the song starts playing, everybody in the car starts yawning.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote that down too.
Right? So let's just keep that in mind. A song plays, they do what the song says. Right? So boom, they pull up to the house. But when they pull up to the house that was supposed to be the house of the dudes that killed them, the black truck that he seen pick his body up when he saw himself walking down the street was there. Not the car of the drug dealer that killed them that was supposed to be there. So now he like, what? They break into the crib, and guess what they find in the crib? An underground laboratory. This is supposed to be the trap. This is a trap house.
Yeah.
So under the trap house, there's an underground laboratory. Remember, any of y'all can stop me if y'all got anything. Right? So, boom. They go down the elevator, and they find a white man with a fro in a chemistry lab.
That's right.
So when he sees Fontaine, Yo-Yo, and Slick Charles, he tries to run to the door to get away because they ain't supposed to be down there. Right? Fontaine starts checking the dude, blah, blah, blah. Now, there's a white cocaine-like substance that's sitting around. Slick Charles sells cocaine, so Slick Charles tastes the cocaine.
Right.
And he immediately starts laughing. Keep him smiling. Right? So, boom, all that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Shalaki, what you think the keep him smiling thing is about?
That substance.
I think we touched on it. No, it is. It definitely is about the substance. But even I would maybe go a step further and say, you know, to keep them smiling also references, you know, just the entertainment. Like we are the easiest distracted people on the planet.
That's right.
The easiest distracted people. Like we go somewhere we supposed to be making money, and it's a girl twerking there. Hey, what Drake said, man. Who can focus with this twerking going on, man? Right? You're not getting no work done at all now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And now you got it on your phone 24/7. So that's the same thing. Keep them smiling. Keep that dopamine coming, right? Give them things that's gonna distract them so that they don't realize this is a trap we got you in for real.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't even got time to investigate the damn trap. All you got time to do is go to work, come home, turn the TV on, fall asleep on there, wake up, go back to work. Like that's all you got time to do, man.
Right. Right. Hence why the thing is under the trap. Go ahead, boy.
Right.
I was just going with this precept because you brought in the point. The song started playing. What'd you say? Keep them sleeping?
The song was called So Tired.
So tired, and he said they went to sleep.
They started yawning.
I got this precept in Proverbs 8:12. It says, "I wisdom dwell with prudence," right? Because the wisdom's going to be with the ones that are being prudent. In the world today, just like that song, Keep Them Tired, it's just like the music that we got today. You know what I'm saying? Talking about you got feet. We done went to the next level. It was niggas killing niggas, MOB. Now it's females.
Oh my God.
F niggas. Mm-hmm. I want to do this to the president or something crazy. Sukiana Sexy Red looking wicked and disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Talking about they want to they gonna take over doing videos in front of Popeye's chicken, rather. And this isn't prudence, this isn't wisdom, right? And it says, and it finishes and says, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. Like these are the witty inventions that our oppressor has come up with to be able to keep us trapped or to easily grab our attention, where a female could be twerking and you can't focus on nothing because you're too busy focused on looking at a female's booty.
Right.
Yeah,
Jonathan gave a major key by talking about how we're the most distracted people, because this is going into the different ways they distract us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
There you
So,
go.
all right. So, boom. Yeah, go ahead, Adawan.
2 Thessalonians 5 and 7. Can somebody read it?
This
Second
is
Thessalonians. I'm already here. The 2 Thessalonians chapter 5. You said verse 1.
5.
Oh,
And
1 Thessalonians or 2 Thessalonians?
Oh, hold on. That's not what. Is that what I want?
Nah, not 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1.
No, you said 5 and 7. I thought
5 and 7. Let's see. It says, "For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night." Well, that's a good precept regardless, because the night is gone. The night is not talking about when you sleep, you go to sleep at night. Duh, we know that. Most people get drunk at night. Duh, we know that, right? But that's not talking about that. That's talking about being in darkness, right? Being in darkness. The people who are mentally asleep in America are asleep because they're in darkness. The people who are drunk with the wine of America's fornication are drunk because they're in darkness, because we're supposed to be children of the light. Go ahead, Adawan.
Can you go down to 5? Oh, my bad.
1 Thessalonians 5 and 5?
Yeah.
Okay,
I meant.
Oh, damn. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 5. Ye are all the children of light and children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Fire. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. That's cold. That's cold.
Yeah. We got to stay aware when telling them go to sleep, whatever. We got to be aware. And well, I'll wait till we get to the club part. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. Kind of, because those intermingle, right? Shalom to Barzai in the building. Shalom, King.
Hey, shalom.
Right.
Shalom.
And shalom to Uriah 12 Stones too. Shalom, y'all. All right. So boom. So yeah, the song plays so tired, they go to sleep. They pull up to the trap house. They find the underground laboratory, right? See, I said so tired. This brother start yawning. This is crazy.
Hey, as soon as you said it.
Right. So boom, they start checking the dude who works in the laboratory. He was like, look. I'm just trying to, this is my 9 to 5. I'm just trying to make a living. He was like, but you don't understand. Because when he puts that gun to that man's neck, he said, you don't understand. Mm-hmm. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And you're going to see, once you watch the movie for yourself, you're going to see why he said that. Right? So Slick Charles tastes that substance. He starts laughing. Yo-Yo tastes a substance. She starts making this crazy face. Right? They end up shooting the white man. He dies. They leave. But before they leave, Fontaine finds a stretcher with a dead body covered, and it was himself. Right? He finds a dead body and he sees himself dead. Right? Now, after they leave, they go to Yo-Yo's grandma's house. Fontaine is in denial, like this ain't him. Right? So boom. Him and his boys go back to that lab, the trap house the next day. Now, what happens if anybody who's ever been in the trap, right? I ain't never been in the trap. I ain't trap out the trap house. I want that stupid. But
I was
Salaki. Hey. I already knew I wasn't going down like that. So if you was in okay, I don't want to know. You was in the trap. You knew somebody. You got word that the police was coming. They on you, right? Tomorrow, where you gonna be at?
Nah, that's a trap. But most brothers.
Yeah, most brothers gonna be in the trap, but you're not gonna be there no more. When they go back to that trap house to go in that lab with him and his boys, the lab is gone. The lab is completely gone.
Yeah,
Right?
and it was a secret door inside the closet of the
Right.
trap house. Now the house was empty before, and the closet, they just opened it up and they saw the elevator door. Now when they look in there, it's closed in
Family living
there.
there.
It looked like a whole family living there now. It's like,
Yep.
dang, they done covered this up real nice.
Right. So Khan, yep. He did say this. Right. So boom. Fontaine goes back to Yo-Yo grandma's house. Slick Charles talking about how he hungry. The commercial of the fried chicken is on his TV again. So Slick Charles like, yo, let's go to the fried chicken spot.
Right.
So they get to the fried chicken spot.
That's the famous scene in the movie.
They get to the fried chicken spot. They order their food. They supposed to be sitting down, eating their food, and devising a plan of what they're gonna do. They start eating the chicken, and Yo-Yo tells a joke about how Fontaine is dead. Now Fontaine he's a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Fontaine is a gangster. He ain't smiling. He ain't cracking too many jokes. He's not doing none of that, right?
Uh-huh.
But when they go to the chicken spot, when she makes that joke about him being dead, he laughs. Right? He laughs right there. Right? He ends up laughing. You see Yo-Yo laughing. You see Slick Charles laughing. Fontaine start laughing. And right here, stop it right there. Now, Fontaine's laughing, Yo-Yo's laughing, Slick Charles is laughing, but then he starts to look around. He notices everybody in here laughing.
Right.
Everybody in here is dying laughing. What's going on? Right? He remembers how he tasted that substance and started laughing in that laboratory. This is clue number one to whatever's linked to that laboratory is linked to the outside world. Yeah. He makes him stop eating the chicken, right? He makes him stop eating the chicken. He was like, bro, it's in the chicken. So they use Yo-Yo to seduce the manager, so she can get some intel. She seduces him, tells him to go get her a whole meal. And while she's there, she hears a recording talking about the substance, how it's working on the subjects that they're doing the experiment on. And then she sees a whole bunch of security TVs. She's going through the security TVs. And the security has surveillance on every black establishment. Well, establishment that black people frequent in the city. Right? You got the church, you had the club, and a bunch of other places. Mm-hmm. Right? So, boom. Let's see.
Hey, I'm gonna stop you real quick.
Go ahead.
Before they get to the chicken spot, they go back to Yo-Yo house, right?
Uh-huh.
It's actually called Yo-Yo grandmama house.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's some strange stuff going on in Yo-Yo's grandmama's house. And this is where I say the genius of Joel Taylor really comes out, especially when it comes to filmmaking and cinematography. So, number one, first clue is on the screen. There's a stack of books. The grandma or Yo-Yo, somebody, they collect these books called The Hidden Staircase. The Hidden Staircase is a book from the dang on 60s and the 30s. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm going to show you on the screen real quick. I'm going to wait for y'all to see it. Y'all can see that?
Yeah.
So this book is called The Hidden Staircase. They found out about the underground lab by going into a hidden elevator. Right? So this book is actually, when you go and read the synopsis of this book is actually the template for the whole movie.
I thought so. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to Easter eggs in movies, these Hollywood directors is top of the line in hiding information right in front of you. And you can watch the same movie 15 times and never see it, right? Well, look at this. It says The Hidden Staircase is the second book in the original Nancy Drew mystery stories. It's originally released by these people, with the revision editing being released on May the 15th, 1959. Nancy exploring a haunted mansion down outside town while trying to find her father after he is kidnapped. So she's investigating something because somebody's missing. And she goes to her grandfather's house. And remember, Yo-Yo's at her grandmother's house. But Nancy Drew goes to her grandfather's house and starts to snoop around and realizes that there's a hidden staircase. And inside that hidden staircase, eventually she finds her father, who was kidnapped years ago and he had been missing. So the point of that is there's big Easter eggs throughout the movie, and he purposely places them there. There's one more that we missed already. This movie was being shown. I can't remember what scene it was, but this movie was being shown. Everybody's seen this movie, and one of the famous scenes from this movie is the fighting scene, and that's exactly what they showed. It was the part where Bolo had took the powder and threw it in John Claude Van Damme's eye. So now he's fighting blind. He's fighting a war. He's fighting a war blind. You see what I'm saying? And this is what we do. We don't even know who we fighting against. We don't even know who our enemies are. We don't know where they at. We don't know where they stationed at. We don't know which one of our people they controlling behind the scenes. We don't know nothing. Only thing we know is everything is jacked up. I hate to say it. I'm just gonna say everything is fucked up in the neighborhood. Everything is messed up. All your family members messed up. We just don't even know where to begin the search of who the real enemy is, and we fighting blind, man. They showing you the same thing throughout the whole movie.
He said when they first discovered the elevator in that break room in the trap house, that movie was on in there. Oh, okay, Khan.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Khan.
Hey, yo, check this out though. And it's also, you said the book was the blueprint to the whole movie.
Yeah.
This movie is secretly, through the spirit, I think, secretly telling you, nigga,
the
blueprint to your whole life is in the book. You want to hide something from a nigga?
Hey, that's a fact, though.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book.
Thanks.
That yo, this movie is crazy, right? So boom, mind you, yo grandma never comes out.
Yeah.
Fontaine mama never comes out. We're gonna get into that later. But when you go into the synopsis of that book,
yeah,
where do you think they was probably at? The two people that could probably have any positive outlook to the trajectory of them two characters' lives. Might have been hidden.
Hey, that's right. I want to say one last thing I forgot to say. My fault.
Yep.
So once again, remember I told you this is shot in blaxploitation. That's the genre that they filmed this movie in. In fact, it's hard to tell what time period you're in when you're watching this movie. And when you go to the hood, our grandmas are living in houses literally built in the 70s, literally built in the 50s and in the 40s. Those are the houses that they still living in. So when you look at this house, she got the wooden door, right? The old wooden door, the wallpaper. Look, it's a Diana Ross. Why is there a Diana Ross poster on the wall beside a poster of, I don't even know who the other poster is.
I don't know who that
is. It's like B2K or something, right? It's somebody from the 2000s. Why is that important? Nobody would have both Diana Ross on their wall and B2K on their wall.
Nobody.
It's a cycle that's been perpetuated, and they're showing you how this destruction, the systematic destruction of our community has been happening since the 70s, because in the 60s, we had successful marriages. We had successful families, right? Our people was big on education, but when the 70s hit, that's when it was like crack, or it was right before crack. That's when heroin was real big. That's when pimps was being glorified. You had Curtis Mayfield with Pusha Man and all this type of stuff. It was being glorified for the first time ever. and we still in that same pattern of glorifying the stuff that destroys us.
Hey, grandparents raising children.
That's another.
So
you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Hey, what y'all just made me think of with the Diana Ross picture, and then the picture of it looks like it's supposed to be, I don't know, black group, something like that. You got a picture of Caesar Borgia, and then next to it in the black family household, it's that one picture that everybody always has, where it's like these black people who are dancing in like room or whatever like that. And it's Caesar Borgia, and it's that old picture where it's like a drawn picture of black people dancing, jazz music, and everything going on.
Yeah,
shucking and jiving.
Yeah, being distracted. That's
right. Right. So dancing to the tune of Esau. So boom, they leave the chicken spot. They figure out it's in the chicken. They leave. They get in the car, and then they see some white people in a van bringing product in boxes to the chicken spot. We just catching this brother with chicken in his mouth, right?
Right.
So boom, right? So now, back up a tad bit where the screens was.
Okay, Con.
If you can catch the screen, boom, right there. See if we can catch that. I know it'd be one to act stupid sometimes. Now to the Yo-Yo's left, those are screens, those are security screens. You probably ain't gonna be able to see it off of the YouTube, but on those screens, look closely when y'all watch this movie if you haven't seen it or you wasn't paying attention, and see the areas that was on them screens. You're gonna see the church, you're gonna see a club, you're gonna see all these different places, right? So boom, they leave that place, they see the white people with the product. There you go. Boom. So boom, they leave there, they see the white people bringing the product into the restaurant. So they know that the substance, because Yo-Yo heard it in the recording, they know now that the substance is in the chicken, making everybody act like that.
Right. Correct.
Now, everybody who watched the movie, they was like, well, Popeyes, right?
Right.
But it's something deeper than that, right? Get me, give me the book of, shit, my bad. I don't know this one off the top either. Give me Ezekiel, I knew it. Ezekiel 1:13 real quick, boys. It wasn't saying, yo, that Popeye's chicken sandwich that you ate is about to make y'all go crazy. Y'all went crazy to get the Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Dude, right.
Y'all went crazy in line, right? But it's not really saying that. It's talking about something a little deeper. Go ahead and read that.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4 and verse 13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them.
Meaning you're going to be eating what they give you. So if you leave it up to them, I say this all the time, a best way to control the people is control their education, their food and water source, and their God. You got them.
Yeah.
You got them. So it's showing you right there, the food source was one of them. All right? So boom, Slaki. So they follow this van because now they know that the van is carrying the substance. They follow the van to see where else the van gonna go. Guess where it stops? A black salon / barbershop. And the first thing you see in there was the perms, the perm stuff, and it says straighter is greater.
Yeah. And they bring in the white people with the afros bringing it in there.
In UPS suits. Right? Yep. So off rip, Yo-Yo like these evil mother. She already know.
She already know.
And every black woman in there, because this is plotted in the 70s, was getting a perm. So you got this one sister, she was like, man, I got to borrow these school supplies. They already don't pay me enough. And I'm buying school supplies for the kids that I teach. Because where is that a problem? In the black community.
Yeah.
So a lot of our teachers are spending their money that they make during the summer working at the movie theater and the restaurants to buy school supplies for kids. And so she has a care for her children if you're doing that. Soon as the perm hit her head, what did she say? She said,
Man, maybe I'm just
maybe I'm tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Crazy.
Hey,
Right?
that I don't know if it was just me, but that reminded me of like, you just sitting around smoking.
Yeah.
Right. You might be smoking a J or something. You just talking about your problems, and then it's like it hits you, and you just like, man, maybe I'm tripping.
What did Cat Williams say? He was like, man, you about to get evicted tomorrow. Your lights about to get cut off. He's like, your lights get cut off. Then you hit the blunt when some lights cut off. F that bill.
Yeah.
He was like, I got some kettles I've been waiting to burn around this month.
Yeah.
Right? And it goes back to what Barzai Judah said, making them docile.
Salakia, I've taught this before, but when these women were going to the morgues back in the 80s, whatever, when perms were really blowing up, they had like sores on their head from all that chemical that they were putting in their body.
Yeah.
Yep. So
oh, wow.
Watch this. I'm gonna pull my screen up real quick, right? We're gonna try to put some real life information into this. All right. So you see my screen. Let's watch this.
Institutes of Health out with a startling new study. The National Institutes of Health out with a startling new study. Researchers finding women who use chemical hair straighteners may face a higher risk of developing uterine cancer.
Now, right, Salakia, who uses the hair relaxer?
Right.
Hair relaxer in white women's hair makes it have the kinkier look. Right? Hair relaxer in black women's hair makes it straight. How many white women you see walking around looking like the dude who used to paint on the free TV channel back in the day? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, not a lot of them.
Nah, I've never seen one. But how many of our women
back in the 80s, maybe?
Right. Right. Now, how many of our women is walking around with straight hair? So who's getting a higher risk of developing uterine cancer? Because your skin is the biggest organ on your body.
Hey, that's
so
right.
Whatever your skin absorbs goes through the rest of your body. Bob Ross, there we go. Right? Took me back, right? Mm-hmm. So through your skin absorbs everything that runs through your bloodstream and things of that nature. Right? That's why you can take oregano oil and rub it on your spine and pull diseases out. And if you watch herbalists, there's a lot of crazy stuff you could do through your skin.
Yo, I would love to do a documentary, man, or just some type of research on the black hair industry.
That would be crazy.
Because once again, we see the people who own these places, they will body slam your auntie, man. They will body slam your auntie and jump off the counter with the elbow drop. And y'all keep going back. Y'all just the stupidest people I've ever seen. And then it's crazy because so our women are the only people who pay this much money. There's a whole industry centered around our women. Right? You got hair products, moisturizers, different color rubber bands, different color beads, clear beads, blue beads, green beads, gold. You see what I'm saying? It's like it never stops, bro.
Wigs.
Y'all, hey, I don't want to know what I'm talking about. And look, the wig game is strong in Israel, man.
You got Lil Yachty. He wear all the beads.
That brother, man. That brother got 2 packs of beads in his head. Go ahead.
They say stuff like the wigs or the hair that they be getting from these other countries, they don't even know how it's made. I saw a dude poking something into a bag.
Yep, pulling all the hair out.
Right? It pulled out these beads. They melted it, took a brush, a metal wick on it, and grabbed it and started stretching out thin little layers. And it's like, this is the hair that y'all putting in y'all's head, but you don't even know what's in them little rocks or whatever they was that they melted, and you stick it in your head.
And you are applying it to your scalp. You getting cornrows to apply it to your scalp. Right?
No, they glue some of it in too.
Oh yes.
Some of them cracks. They be gluing it in. We not doing this to call our sisters out. We doing this to point out that it's people that don't care about you, that they capitalizing off of this, and you destroying yourself to uphold an image that we never should have had in the first place.
That's right. That's right. So let's finish this out, and then we're gonna go back to the movie.
While that form of the disease is relatively rare, the study shows people who applied chemical straighteners more than 4 times a year faced a 4% risk compared to the.
Yo, some of your grandmas, you never seen they nappy hair. Now that I think about it, my grandmother, I never seen her hair like kinky ever. She always went, either she got the perm or she was frying it. Right? Oh, but just think about it. Those of us that had old grandparents, you know, I know some of y'all grandparents, you 20, your grandma's 32. I understand. Because today, bro, it is crazy. Grandma's is too young, right?
Right.
But, you know, when your grandma was 70-something, when you was a kid, you never seen their hair kinky.
1.6% for those who did not use such treatments.
For women who were very frequent users, we saw that their risk of developing uterine cancer was about double compared to women who did not use those products.
The study tracked more than 33,000 women for almost 11 years.
Look at the women on that picture.
Did not find.
I was about to say.
They telling you who it is, man.
X.
That's a brown-skinned woman with her regular hair. That is a light-skinned sister with a wig. Don't care what nobody say. That's a chocolate sister. That's a pecan sister, and there's a Muslim sister from the NOI.
Nah.
Like, hey, she might be in Geno Jenkins' church, man. You never know.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Race or age had any impact on risk level, they do note the adverse health effects could be more consequential for Black women.
60% of the women who reported using straighteners or relaxers in the last year were Black women.
Hey, that's cap. 60%.
I was about to say, what? Who the other 40?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, bro. Like, what we talking about?
So
they're gonna say Latina. They're gonna say Latina.
It has to be somebody of the diaspora who, it has.
I would love to look that up.
It has to be.
Come on.
Yeah, man. So let's keep going.
So the burden of this exposure really falls to the population of Black women.
Despite a growing movement toward more natural hairstyles, many Black women say they still face discrimination for wearing their hair that way.
And even though I feel like online people will say, oh yeah, afros are beautiful, natural hair is beautiful, when you go into the workplace, you get side-eyed.
Chancellor Makanjuola says she straightened her hair for 2 decades.
Those are the risk factors that I now have to look out for because, again, this was something I have had put in my hair and repeatedly.
So, yeah, we get the point. All right, we get the point, right? So what is that movie trying to tell you right there? They're not only controlling you through your hair, they're killing you through your hair, right? So, let's keep going. So they noticed that substance made the women act different when it was applied, right? So while they was in there, Slick Charles was in that van that they seen go from the chicken spot to the hair spot. He snuck in there and was in the back of the car, right? The dude who killed Fontaine the first time rolls up on Fontaine in the hair salon. So while they doing that, the daggone van leaves with Slick Charles in it. So after they leave the hair salon, they trying to find Slick Charles. They can't find him. So Yo-Yo, because she's more revolutionary, she's natural in the video. She has a box of the what's that? She's like, straight is greater, man. Kiss my ass. Straight is greater. And then he thinks, he's like, yo, straight is great. Where did I hear that? He goes back to the old dude. Right. And this is where it really starts to open your eyes a little bit, right? So what happens was, so they go back to the elder dude and ask the dude what it means. When the dude, he says, what does straight is greater mean? The dude said, in your head, on your head, around your head, over your head, and under your head. Yo, like, man, this nigga drunk. See,
right?
What he's doing is speaking low key. He was speaking in parables. He was speaking over their head to be real. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once again, this is the old guy who just speaks gibberish, right? This is the old guy who speaks gibberish. You see what I'm saying? So she's thinking he's drunk. And guess what he says when she says he's drunk? The old dude says, in the land of the blind, in the land of the blind. So I'm drunk to you if you're in the land of the blind. In the land of the blind, I am drunk. Right? Because in the land of the blind, we crazy brothers on the corner yelling, reading the Bible to nobody who will listen.
Right.
Right? So Fontaine was like, yo, I need straight answers. So he gives another answer. Right? So he says, where does everybody go to get answers? Yo-Yo says, church. He said, the big man will point the way to the way every time. That's important for letter 2. So they ask him which church. There's a million churches around here. He says, when you're trying to get out of Babylon, where else are you going to go? They end up at Mount Zion.
A church called Mount Zion.
In a black neighborhood. I went to a Christian school growing up named Mount Zion, matter of fact. So he said, when you're trying to get out of Babylon, where else do you go? Mount Zion, right? So boom. They find Black Child. When they get to the church, they find the van at the church that just delivered the substance to the chicken spot, to the hair salon, and now they at the church.
Yeah.
They break him out the van. He says they went inside and they haven't came out since. Right? And this is where it starts getting good, right?
Oh, right before you say that.
Yeah.
Notice how they put that this is the 89th church anniversary.
That's
like important. That's important because that's how long the church has been here in this community doing the work of your enemies.
Ooh, that's crazy. So my mom, I thought you were about to say the work of the Lord. Then it was like your enemy. That's true.
Yeah.
Not only because Christianity is a white man's religion, but in the movie for 89 years they've been working on your ass.
Yeah,
89 years, right?
Yeah.
So, in that van, Slick Charles finds a key card. That's important. So boom. They go into the church. They see the regular black church. Everybody in there screaming and yelling. That pastor was hilarious. Hilarious. Just singing for no reason. Now stop it right where we was at with the lady holding the thing. If you can stop it right there.
Yeah, kind of. I got you.
All right. Now, the pastor says his eyes are everywhere. Where did we hear in this story that happened at? When they first found that laboratory and Fontaine was pressing the dude who was working there, he was like, no, you don't understand. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
The pastor says his eyes are everywhere. Then he says, and do you know what he wants out of every one of you? Obedience. He ain't talking about the Most High God. He wasn't talking about the Most High God, right? So then they noticed the substance that traveled from the lab to the church spot to the salon to the church is in this drink that Giannis is showing on the screen, the damn communion juice. Right?
But that's wicked, boy. Hey, when I seen that, boy, I had to pause the movie and run around the house a couple of times, man. I said, this dude is a genius to even think that far to put it in the communion juice like that. It had to be there. It had to.
I would have put it in the cracker because it's the cracker that's doing it.
Hey, that too.
That too. Right? So, mind you, there is a big white Jesus mural at the church. Then the pastor starts talking about how you supposed to trust. And then everybody starts saying trust over and over, looking around. And then they start playing Back That Thing Up in a different key. I know what song that was. That was Back That Thing Up on the daggone organ, and everybody starts dancing like they're in the club.
Yeah.
So after it's all over, they sneak under the pew after it's over, and they start looking around the church. Now, what did the old man say? Leave it right there. What did the old man say when they was asking about when they figured out that he was talking about church? He said, the big man will point the way every time. This white Jesus mural was pointing at the pulpit because the bullshit is under the pulpit. Bro, this movie is genius.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it really is.
Right? So Fontaine goes up under that same cloth that was at my Baptist church when I was a kid, that same purple cloth, and finds a key card reader. What y'all think happened when they scanned that key card reader? The pulpit goes up, and guess what? It's another damn elevator. Right? So there is a lab under the trap house, and there is a lab under the pulpit in your church.
Hey, and if y'all haven't caught on to it yet, what are they telling you? They telling you that the gates of hell, literally, the gates of hell is in the church, man.
That's a fact.
Right? Hey, a lot of these Masons, they will rent your church out. If they don't have their own building, they will rent your church out. If your pastor ain't a Mason, but they will rent your church out and have their ceremonies at your church, man, when you're not there.
Right.
The gates of hell resides inside the church building and inside the trap house. That's right.
Right. And he's using your pastor, right? So
if he ain't the pastor.
Right. So boom, they find another lab. They go down there, right? Fontaine robs some 3 workers with the suits, the hazmat suits on. He robs them, and now they getting in the suit. So now they look like they work there. They just walking around, right?
Hold on, real quick, before we gloss past this, we gotta hit this. Hold on.
Okay.
This the mural that's on the wall down there.
Okay.
Right. Hold on, let's see if I can see it. All right. It's gonna be so dark, it's gonna be hard to see it. Right? I don't want to play too much of it. Hold on.
You ain't talking about the one that said oversight.
Nah, it's a big mural with a Edomite on the wall.
Yes, yeah, I got it right here. Yeah. I noticed that too. See if you can find it.
All right.
Slocky, this doesn't happen in the movie, but after this scene, I was really expecting them to go to a school.
Oh,
yeah. That would have been a good one.
I was expecting that. I'm surprised with that.
That's a good one.
They damn sure should have went to a school. All right. Hey, well, anyway. Oh, this is it. This is it coming up. And then we'll come back to the map thing, right? Look at this. Right. So notice they got all their propaganda, they got all of their posters and everything down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is I ain't gonna be able to find it. But anyway, when you watch the movie, it's crazy because they go down there, they're looking around. It's a big mural on the wall of this Edomite, and this Edomite has a helix, like one of them DNA
things, double helix
coil. Yeah, the double helix thing, right?
Helix, yeah, that's right.
So he got that, and then it's showing it's like he's over the world and all this type of stuff. We gotta show y'all that.
It's right there, and it says unity starts here. That's where there it go. It says winning the race of the future. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Khan. Right, winning the race of the future. It's real heavy stuff. Once again, every single thing that's in this movie, every dialogue that's in this movie, every image, every picture, everything they put in this movie is on purpose.
Yep. Hey, now Carlos, you gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch it. Yeah, Barzal, you right. A school would have been to the person that couldn't see it before. If they would have put it in the school, it would have been like ding, ding, ding. All right, now I get it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But that's one of the main places it should have been, because that's one of the main. They put you through 12 years of indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? So while he's funding the video, so they go down there. He robs them for the joints, and then they get to see what's really going on, right? So while they're down there, they see a screen, which Jonathan was talking about, showing all the lab locations. There was a lab under all the chicken spots, under the salons, the churches. Here's the kicker. There was a lab under the bus station. See, on this thing, it's just telling you all the different locations. It didn't go to the places in the movie.
Yeah, the map. Yeah.
But it had the bus station, the strip club, a spot called the Track. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Everywhere where black people frequent, they had a lab under it. But guess what? On the movie, you're gonna notice he said, "Where are we at now?" Now, mind you, they just got to that lab from under the church. There was at the main headquarters.
Right.
What is that telling you? The main headquarters for your ass to be docile and sleep is the church.
Yeah.
That's what, there you go, right there.
That's right. That's right. And remember, they started in the church. They went downstairs and they found out they was in the main headquarters. So the main place where they're keeping you off track. Now it's a good time to get that Judith chapter 5.
Let's get it.
Now is a good time to get that Judith chapter 5. Because see, Esau know this. All
Hey,
people
man, this
the
is
only
beautiful.
one that don't know it. That's right. Khan, this is the book of Judith chapter 5. I'm gonna start at 17. And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hated iniquity was with them. See, when the Israelites are not sinning against the Most High, there's nothing nobody can do to you. A nation can't curse you. A nation can't bring no evil upon you. Nothing bad can happen, right? Now let's jump down to verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. So that's why they have to start in the church. It's vitally important, and they understand that, right? Now, I keep getting that stupid pop-up, so Salakia, but this is the Edomite we was talking about. This right here is the coil, right, that represents him manipulating DNA. What you see here is like a big bomb. This is like a big metropolis of a city. But then right here, what you see is unity starts here. And I wanted to bring this out, and I'm actually going to go and show you something real quick. This reminds me, I don't know if any of y'all ever seen this, but this reminds me of the mural at the Denver airport. Y'all put it in the chat if y'all seen the mural at the Denver airport, right? And this is also a cut to everybody who talking about we're supposed to be unified with everybody when Christ didn't even come to do that. Right? Unity starts here. And how are they going to do that? That's why you have, and I feel like, I don't know if Judah was going to bring this out, but I think that's the reason we see those white people with the afros throughout the movie, because they've started to experiment on people and they've started to blend, you know what I'm saying, the so-called black man with the so-called white man. So therefore you have these hybrid people, and those hybrid people are the ones that they're using to enforce and disseminate their wickedness throughout the earth, right? Khan, go ahead. I'm gonna pull this up in the background.
Can you go back to that picture on Netflix?
Yeah. Hold tight.
Khan. At the top of the building was an atom, right?
Yeah.
You know what an atom is? It defines the atom. So the atom is defined. It says this: an atom is a particle of matter that uniquely defines a chemical element. An atom consists of a central nucleus that is surrounded by one or more negatively charged electrons.
Okay.
Like, why is that there?
Right.
And a lot of the stuff that is consistent on that is talking about in the movie is a lot of negativity things all being put together.
Yeah, and you know what? It's also because science is their god.
Right.
Science is their god.
Yep. And that's all they was doing down there was science related stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
This computer slow as a mug, boy. I'm telling you. All right, I'm gonna leave this up. We'll talk for a couple of seconds until it come up in the background.
All right, so let's go Salaki. Man, we almost through it. So all right. So when they get down there, they start seeing they actually start seeing the gravity of what's happening.
Yeah.
Right? So they see a man getting his brain shocked, right? They see a man going crazy in isolation.
Uh-huh.
They see a woman in isolation. What is that telling you? Probably trying to separate the man and the woman. They were both going crazy. This is the one that got me. Go right there. Where you was just at.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back a couple of seconds.
So that's the man in isolation. So I want you to go to that woman right there. Now her eyes are pried open. On Netflix, you can slow down the video. The Most High gave me a brain. I seen it right when it happened. But slow it down so you can catch what it's saying. It's a video of a white woman, video of a black woman, video of a white woman, video of a black woman, video of a white woman, video of a black woman, right? And all you hear is the white woman saying, "You can be beautiful," and then you hear a black woman, "I can be beautiful," and then the white woman says it again, "You can be beautiful." The black woman, "I can be beautiful," right? This is our women being indoctrinated of the Caucasian standard of beauty.
Yeah.
The black woman is what's the word I'm looking for? She is following that train of thought. So all you hear is, "You could be beautiful, I could be beautiful, you could be." So she's copying her oppressor.
Hey, look.
Right?
Hey, look, you hitting it on the head, because that's what Carlos Wilson says, social engineering.
Yeah.
Right? That's exactly what it is. And this scene that Judah was just describing is a nod to Undercover Brother. In Undercover Brother, he is brainwashed so he could think like white people, right? So he can infiltrate their plans or whatever like that. This is another movie that is very closely related to They Clone Tyrone, and you gotta go watch this movie too, right? But anyway, I ain't gonna stay on it long. But in this movie, he has a scene where his eyes are pried open and they're brainwashing him. They showing him images in fast succession. And basically, when he comes out of that, he after that, they asked him a question. They was like, "Let's see if the brainwashing works." And they asked him a question, and they was like, "All right, on the first episode of Friends, season 2, X, Y, and Z," right? And he got the question right, and they was like, "It worked." So the whole thing is they're brainwashing our people, and they're changing our thought process for a particular purpose, which I'm not gonna give it away because Judah's going there. But this is something that multiple movies and multiple different directors have tried to demonstrate to our people. And so when you watch a movie like this and you don't get it, it demonstrates that you're the one that's brainwashed.
Yep. And watch how far I'm about to take it.
Yeah.
Now, I just said her eyes was pried open. She was forced to see A white woman, a black woman, a white woman, a black woman. You could be beautiful. I could be beautiful. You following the leader, envying the oppressor, right?
Right.
Well, this is nothing but showing you what happened during that time, because we talked about this is black exploitation and 70s, 80s themed, right?
Uh-huh.
This is talking about what happened to our women, because you said something earlier. You said that we're distracted very easily, and it's showing all the ways that we was distracted. This is going into the media, but more importantly, this is talking about the Cosmopolitan magazine. And I know this.
Okay.
Because if you look up the history of the Cosmopolitan magazine,
yeah,
this is how feminism and the independent black woman first hit the scene. Let me share my screen, and I'm going to play this right here.
And she was basically explaining how Cosmo helped to create or even created the sexual revolution. The original editor of the Cosmo magazine, she had an idea of this free independent woman. That idea was spread through white women from the Cosmo magazine. There are factors that led to the breakdown of the black family. There are factors that led to this rise and this creation of the independent woman that has helped to lead to the further destruction of the black family. Sue Ellen Browder is explaining the role that basically white women played in creating this rift between black men and black women. Black women were sold a lie from white women. And
so and I've seen the actual documentary joint. I just couldn't find it today. But this is what's going on. This is what's going on, right? So let's keep it moving, because there's a lot that's in that movie, dog.
Oh yeah.
That's why you can't be out here asleep, or you're gonna miss stuff like this. Everybody want to call you weird or conspiracy theorists, blah 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 blah. Let them stick that, because they would have been the ones that the people didn't kidnap. Because I don't need to kidnap you.
Yeah, you still keeping the plan going.
Yeah, we straight with you. You know what I'm saying? So boom. All right. So I'm way down here. All right. So after this, they see two black men in a room. They're getting this right there. They're getting an experiment played on it. A little bit behind that, I believe.
Yeah. I'm
gonna
go right here.
Boom. All right. So do you got that? That is right after this. Right? Now look at that. White woman, black woman, white woman, black woman. Right? So they're showing you the ugly, and then they're showing you the beautiful. Right? Okay, it wasn't behind that. Slocky, my bad. So you got the black woman going crazy by herself right there. Then you had the black man before that going crazy by himself. That was both in isolation. Now they have two brothers in a room with some big ass speakers. Right? It tells you what the first song is. Like when you watch the movie, you can see them changing the song, the white men changing the song.
Yeah,
it was a song like Tear the Club Up. Set It Off. It was them types of songs.
Here go right here.
Yeah,
here go right here. We're
Right here.
gonna let him do it.
Boom, right there. The song was called Kill 'Em Motherfucker. So it made them fight. The second song is I Need a Hug. Watch what happens when they now look at the next song, Lying Around the House. But look at this, they got the speakers. I Need a Hug, come on. Look at this. There we go. Using music to control us as well.
Think about it. When you go to the club, they playing all the most ratchet music that they could think of, and you doing everything they saying. You popping Molly, next man's woman, grinding on her, ready to fight as soon as you walk in the club. You ready to shoot something in the club. Right.
Yep. So now, right there. So now they see all these chambers, right? They see all the chambers of all the people that they cloning. Now, you see, hence the movie they clone Tyrone, right? The reason why, and now remember, before I go there, they played the music about fighting, they fought. They played the music about hugging, they hug. Remember early in the movie when that song "I'm So Tired" came on?
Yeah.
So now it's showing you, we getting you through your food, we're getting you through indoctrination, we're getting you through the music, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So now they see all these different chambers. You see different people that they clone. Now you hear somebody say, I think it was Slick Charles, they cloning everybody. That's everybody in the Glen they cloning.
Mm-hmm.
Right, stop right there. Yo says, nah, this ain't everybody. They just cloning certain people. And then Fontaine sees himself.
Again.
Right? So Yo and Charles skip out through another elevator, and the elevator goes up.
And hold on real quick before we hit that.
Yep.
I want to say the importance of them cloning people, right? And once again, don't get caught up in the chicken. Don't get caught up in the clones. Understand what the movie is trying to tell you. We always need to have a drug dealer in your community.
Yep.
So even when you die, somebody was watching you, and we gonna raise another one up.
Hey, I'm glad you said that, right?
Uh-huh.
Because you said somebody was watching you.
That's right.
Who was watching Fontaine the whole movie?
That little boy.
Brother.
He's the next Fontaine.
Hey, and he even said, I'm tired of doing this, man. Put me on.
Mm-hmm.
But Fontaine would never do it.
Generational curses.
That's all that is, right?
Yeah.
So, boom. They skip out into an elevator, all three of them. They're going up now, but it's a different elevator that they came down in. So instead of them coming up into the church again, they came up into a damn strip club. So now they're telling you there's a lab under your clubs. Not a literal lab, but the indoctrination is created in these places. So the security from the lab calls the DJ on the walkie-talkie and tells them that they're coming. He says, I got you. He plays another song by Ruckus, the same artist that made them go yawn, and the song was called Round and Round. They start going in circles like they was in a trance.
Hey, I want to say something Boaz can appreciate. These artists, they don't just write hooks.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just write hooks. There's actual psychology behind music.
Facts.
And they will say, you need to repeat your hook this many times or it won't be catchy enough. Or, like the A&Rs and the producers, they understand the frequency of the music and how that manipulates a person. They understand different chord progressions can manipulate a person. There's a lot of white papers written about this stuff. It's
like Blood on the Post.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, straight up. Like Blood on the Post. Like the repetitive nature of it, once you hear it one time, it gets stuck in your head. And so, and I talk about this in the Time After Forever, we gotta use these things that they're using against us on the righteous side, right? Because we're supposed to be meditating in the scriptures day and night. So how about write a hook about the scriptures? Something that, what I'm saying? I hear the Rock a Bar song and I can remember that scripture now because he just made it into a song, right? We got to use that power that's already in the brain and already in psychology and use it for good within our culture, man, because surrounding us, we are in a sea of wickedness and is constantly around you. J. Cole was talking about that too. He was like, radio is not really what you think it is. Like, it's a guy sitting somewhere saying, this is the melody that you need to rap in. Like, one thing y'all don't understand is a lot of rappers rap like the Migos now. Right? So Vox did a video on this. It's a 10-year pattern. Every 10 years at a time, artists will sound the same.
It always happens.
Right. It always happens. It don't matter what you do. What happens is whoever is putting these artists on, that artist's music gets played so much that that's what the people want to hear. And since that's what the people want to hear, that's what the market creates. And since that's what the market creates, more people are looking at those numbers and saying, this is how I'm going to make my next song. That's how the next 10 years is now formulated. Look at what happened when T-Pain hit the scene. When
Everybody was singing in ceiling fans and stuff.
You stupid. Everybody was using auto-tune.
Right.
But then now the Migos come out. Right. Young Thug, I would say Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan are really the pioneers of the rap we listen to now.
Don't put Rich Homie in it, please.
Nah, I wouldn't say he up there with them. Actually, let me take Rich Homie off.
I'm talking about the mumble rap. Rich Homie can actually rap.
Yeah, right. But Rich Homie, when he first came out, it was the style of rapping. Like him and Young Thug was the only ones doing it. And Future. That's what I was gonna say. So between those three artists, they've shaped the last 10 years of music.
As a fact.
It don't matter if you like them. It don't matter what you like. The last 10 years of music sounds like them.
And now these next 10 years is mumble rap and drill music.
Yeah, straight up.
Because like what he's saying is true. Let's think about it. The early 2000s, St. Louis was on the map with Chingy and Nelly. And New York rap, we already know they took over. Then you had Atlanta. Now Atlanta kind of stayed, you feel me? But you had Atlanta.
Yep.
And now, and like the 2010s Chicago hit.
Yep.
Now you got Memphis coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, Memphis all over the place now.
Crazy. But if you think about the cadence, that you right, yo. I went back down memory lane. I'm like, because I always used to think to myself, yo, I wonder if the Migos would have came out in the early 2000s, what would have happened? He would have been whack. They would have been whack.
You know what? You know, it's funny. I used to listen to Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
Bone Thugs kind of had that cadence, like they would rap fast and then pause, and then they would rap fast again to the melody. Well, Migos took it and kind of made it better.
Yeah.
And they like when the beat hitting, they just now
the syllable work is crazy.
The syllable work is stupid. Now everybody do it. Right. So they found out how, and then there's another thing that Joel Taylor talks about. I'm not gonna go into it because I'll go into this all night. But Joel Taylor talks about it in the very next scene, and I'm gonna wait for Judah to explain it. But in the very next scene, there's what they call a sub-aural tone. I'm gonna put that in the chat. It's a sub-aural tone. This is how he describes it. This sub-aural tone is actually what's controlling the people. And I'm gonna leave that there. A sub-aural tone is a tone that's too deep for the human ear to pick it up.
The hertz.
Right. The frequency is too low for the human ear to pick it up. Go ahead, Boaz.
But it's controlling you.
You heard this when Kanye West said it on Drink Champs. He said, you listen to Rick Rubin. He said, Rick Rubin, he uses sub. He said, you hear that sub.
Yeah.
I'ma F your girl. I'ma kill this nigga. And that repetitive lyric, like what Brothers was talking about, added on with what? The sub.
Yeah.
Now you're hypnotized.
That's right.
Slakia.
Yep.
So, all right. I'm gonna read something real quick. Right now, 3 companies, Warner Records, Universal Music Records, and Sony Music Group, control 90% of the depiction of hip hop.
That's crazy.
Time, companies Core Civic, formerly CAA Corrections Corporation of America, and CEO Group own almost all the private prison beds in the U.S. What links these two industries together is Vanguard and BlackRock are the largest shareholders in both media and prisons. So it's two companies that own most of the private prisons and music groups.
That's right.
You got to think, after everything y'all said, they hypnotizing you, but what are they hypnotizing you to do?
Go out.
Go straight to prison. Exactly.
Go to prison, right? By the same people that are invested in prisons are the same people that are invested in hip hop.
Yep. So
don't ban me.
Hey, so all right. So the security dude tells him that Yo-Yo, Fontaine, and Charles was coming. He says, "Okay, I got you." He plays Round and Round by Ruckus, and Ruckus, Uncle Ruckus. I don't care what nobody say. This dude is a real artist. He's an actual dude. Soldier Karatazai played me his song the other day, but they actually call him a coon in this movie because your name is Ruckus in the movie. Your music is controlling black people to be niggas. That's crazy. He probably knew about what this movie was about when his movie. I don't know. For money they'll do anything. But I would have said nope, don't use my music. But
yeah, straight up.
So when all the people say it again.
So Boaz was just saying, I forgot whoever the rapper's name was. He just admitted it that they pay them more money to be
Meek Mills
as possible.
Yeah, Meek Mill, right. And so when the music starts playing, all the people start turning round and round, and the man was like, "Yeah," he was like, "This that new Heat by Ruckus." He was like, "I know you would love this mind control music." He says it in the movie.
Yeah, right.
He said, "So that now that I got y'all where I want you, there's one more thing I need y'all to do. I need y'all to get them." They running after Fontaine. Everybody in the club starts running after Fontaine, Yo-Yo, and Charles. So them three still a car. They run as far as they can run, and then they get to a point where they can't run no more. They get out the car. All the people that's chasing them surrounded them, and this white man with a clone version of Fontaine hops out the car, stops all the people because he can control them. Right here. And then they tell what's really going on. Right? Now, I know you said you had something to say at a certain point, so stop me, Youngson, whenever.
Yeah, you good.
So they was like, "Oh, so you the one in charge?" He said, "Nah, everybody got a boss." He said, "I'm the one that they just call when something needs to get cleaned up," right? So they start talking about something like, "You out here mind controlling people, da 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 da." He was like, lying to America. He says America was an experiment made by these types of people that lived in houses built by slaves. But now we want to keep America united. He basically said that everybody has to stay in their lane, though, for America to run. So Fontaine understands he's being used. He was like, so, he said basically that they clone these types of people to keep everybody in line. And he says, Fontaine just says, so I'm just here to keep the neighborhood messed up. And the dude was like, "Come on, Fontaine, you're a patriot. If it wasn't for people like you guys, you know what I'm saying, we keep the neighborhood undesirable with you guys so we can keep our experiment going."
Right.
And then he says, "You're a doggone patriot." You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for y'all, there would be a subway on every block in 2 days.
Right.
So basically,
a Starbucks.
Starbucks. I said Subway. Starbucks. Right. So he's like, basically, he's like, he's basically saying, if this neighborhood don't stay like this, white people will move over here. And we can't experiment on all old people. We can only experiment where y'all reside.
Right.
What does that sound like that happened? Now, this movie is in the 70s, or it's
modern day, but it's like
it's modern
blended.
day, but it's right.
Yeah.
So it has what's the word I'm looking for? It has different, like the perm. Nobody's really doing that now, but they're talking about that in the movie. A pimp. There's no pimps really right now, but you got an old pimp dressed like Bishop Don Magic Wand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Old school stuff going on in the movie, right? What was going on right before the 70s? Now, mind you, he's basically telling them, I can't have white people moving over here with y'all because y'all leaving the neighborhood undesirable is the reason why we can continue to experiment, right? Why did he say that? What was going on before the 70s? It was a plot during the Jim Crow era that starts with an R that kept us from doing certain things. I want to see if anybody get it. Even if you're on the screen. Can any of y'all realize, figure that out? Say it again.
Redlining.
I keep my people over here. We keep y'all niggas over here. You got something I don't want?
No, I was gonna say something.
Yeah, Carl.
Hey, Salaki, I got something for you.
Go ahead, King.
I was gonna say this is what I was gonna say about the music, because this is the part where Joel Taylor was breaking down that a lot of us think that that white guy had did something to control the people, but really he was using the beat. And you would never catch it if he didn't explain it himself, right? But I wanted to read this. This is from Time After Forever, where I was talking about the sound and music, right? This is from Cornel West. Music at its best is the grand archaeology into the transfiguration of our guttural cry, the great human effort to grasp in time our deepest passions and yearnings as prisoners of time, right? And I said, music has the ability to change your heart rate, blood pressure, breathing patterns, attention, focus, and many other physiological parts of your life. It's not by accident that when you go to a doctor's office, they play calm, relaxing music. And when you go to a sports arena, they play loud, upbeat, fast-paced music. The psychology of music plays a role in the culture and environment from the microscopic cellular level to the macroscopic level of cultures and societies. So not only does it affect your biology, it affects the culture as a whole, right? Because think about it. Whatever you make cool in your culture, that means your children are going to be looking up to that. They're going to be trying to do it. They children going to be looking up to that and trying to do it. So what he's saying is, what Judah's pointing out, is that they have to have a group of people in society that don't want nothing more than gang banging, drug dealing, and dealing with a bunch of women. Because guess what? If you want that, now I can compare my neighborhood to yours. Now I can say I live in a nice neighborhood because I can point to your neighborhood and say, see, I don't live like that. So if everybody was living good in America, there would be nobody to floss on. You got to have somebody at the bottom of society in order for everybody else to feel good about what they're doing.
It's lucky, bro. I don't know what in the world, boy. You yawn one time, it's over for me, right? So at this point, this white man gives them an ultimatum: either go home, forget this ever happened, live your life, and understand you in this rat race and just enjoy yourself. Because I'm the only reason you ain't locked up or dead yourself permanently. The things that you got, we own that, or we can just kill you right here. Fontaine says, option 3. Tries to pull the gun. He says 2 words. He says, and that's Fontaine's clone right there. So he says Olympia Black. And now he controls Fontaine and he controls Slick Charles. Right? Y'all got to forgive me. Slocky. Right? You see Fontaine the way he look, he can't control himself. Right? So now he's controlling Fontaine, making him do something to that sister. Right? Now, mind you, right? I just needed to know what the hell is Olympia Black.
Right.
So let's look at 2 things real quick. 2 conspiracy theories on Olympia Black. Right? So, so it says if you're a true horror fan, then you'll logically conclude that it is a reference to a sci-fi novelist, Olympia Black, who penned the AI morality tale, My Human Pet. I'm guessing there's more to it, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, I surmise that it's a nod to Kiefer Sutherland, who plays a government agent that mirrors his anti-terrorist character in the hit television series 24. Given that clue, I think the code word is a freaky link to Olympia, the shotgun popularized in the Black Ops military video game that symbolizes the guns carried out by drug dealers in the hood. So one scenario is, yeah, y'all niggas shoot each other with these guns anyway, so I'm gonna use this to control you, right?
Right.
Here's another one, right? So it makes the reference to Kiefer Sutherland again. It says Nixon describes himself as mild security. He's not the man in charge, but he holds some authority. Ready to end this, Tyrone pulls a gun on Nixon. Nixon says Olympia Black, giving him power to manipulate both Tyrone and Slick Charles.
Oh, shit. The dude name was Nixon, bro?
Yeah.
Nixon?
Like
Richard Nixon?
President?
Yes.
Yeah. Damn.
When Richard Nixon's wife was the one who came up with Dare.
And was selling all the drugs.
And they said Dare was the biggest failure of all time. I'm done, bro. Go ahead.
I remember those stupid classes, right? So he says Olympia Black, giving him power to manipulate Tyrone and Slick Charles, right? So it says, who is Olympia Black and what does that have to do with any of this? There's a real-life Olympia Black, a science fiction author who writes stories just about humanity's relationship with aliens and artificial intelligence. By definition, clones are neither aliens nor AI, but they're not far from it. One can imagine that somewhere along the way, one of the people in charge of those operations read a few of Black stories and saw the work that was being done as a more observations of the human condition. I'm going with that one. They got stories about artificial intelligence and basically saying how that had they read them books and it was basically like it was basically like, this might be true, right? So it's funny because that's pretty much it. So after that, how we talked about how that old man might have been somebody who knows the truth, he sees what's going on, but he just said, forget it. I know what's happening. Because now there's something heavier. He might have been in Fontaine's shoes and got the same ultimatum. You either go home and you know what it is, live your life.
That's good. I ain't seen that one. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that just came to me. Or you can die. He chose to go home. Right? So they go home. Fontaine's like, forget it. Yo-Yo's like, yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, when it comes to people in the industry, that's what the ultimatum they're basically given.
Yeah, true.
Entertainment industries. Get along and go along with what we're saying, or be in a ditch.
That's it. So, they all go home. Fontaine's like, forget it. Yo-Yo, she's a revolutionary. She's like, no. You know what I'm saying? So from that point, they devise a plan and a plot, you know what I'm saying, to make amends. Him and that drug dealer he was beefing with make amends, and they work a plot to go and take over that whole spot. They took over the whole spot because the black community got together.
Mm-hmm.
They shut down the whole operation. It was on the news and everything, but the person watching it on the news, oh, yo, Jonathan, explain who the black dude was at the end. That's what you need to. The black dude at the end, the dude who was controlling the whole thing.
Oh yeah. So, well, real quick. So my theory on Olympia Black first.
Yes.
My theory on Olympia Black is that Olympia Black was the code word used to control black people because the word Olympia references the Greeks, right? And then black represents us or the Jews, right? So you have the Greekish Jews, the people who think like the Greeks. They're Hellenized. They think like the so-called white man. Therefore, he can control you, right? So to me, that was the breakdown. But I like those other breakdowns too, because the thing is, the best thing about art is they leave it open for interpretation, and then you can go a lot of different ways with it, right? Well, anyway, so as Fontaine gets down there, him and the other drug dealer, they fighting against everybody. They start putting these brothers, these people to death, right? He comes in contact with an older version of himself. And this older version of himself is a scientist. And he was the first Fontaine. And all the other Fontaines are clones of him. And he witnessed his brother die. And so when his brother died, he was like, yo, I got to find out how to not let this happen no more so that I can learn how to clone people and be able to save my brother and all, some BS, right? That right there was the weakest part of the movie to me.
Facts. That's all I remember.
Like, to me, it was the weakest part. But at the end of the day, that was what it was about. He was trying to make science his God, and he was using science, and that's what really, because he made a league with the so-called white man. That's what jumped the whole thing off. And that goes to show you that Esau can be the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. He can be empowered by Hashatan himself, right? He can be the walking representation of Hashatan on this earth, but he can't do nothing to our people unless one of our people stand beside him and help him do it.
That's right.
And that's where we at.
Yep. So they took over the whole spot, shut down the operation. It's on the news. You know what I'm saying? All the people who was getting cloned, they're popping back up, missing family members. Shit, Fontaine mama and Yo-Yo grandma probably came up out of there because you never seen them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But when you're looking on the TV screen, the person who's watching the movie is the next Fontaine. Right. I mean, the person who was watching the news clip.
He's another clone. He's another clone of Fontaine, and his name is Tyrone. And
his name is Tyrone.
That's where they clone Tyrone came from.
Yep. So, hey, man. Right, lit. That's right. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, it was fun doing, you know what I'm saying, the review with brothers, because I ain't know if brothers took it like I took it.
Yeah, it was cold. That was a cold ass movie, bro. Like,
yeah, that joint was cold, bro. That joint was
Go
cold.
back and watch that.
We gotta start looking at movies with a more spiritual eye. You know what I'm saying? Definitely from this point forward. And if you see any movies that you think has a spiritual connotation to it, man, send us an email, man, at anointedhos@gmail.com. We would love to watch it and review it if it does have a spiritual connotation to it.
Hey, that's right.
A book. You read books.
Yeah, all books. Right. He said we read books. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta, hey man, they putting this stuff right in front of your face. If you did not watch the movie, yeah, that book right there.
If you need a book to read, you know what I mean? You don't know where to start.
All right, read that one. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, hey, listen, if you want to do the work, and we need brothers to do the work, man. The Bible says pray for laborers, man. If you want to do the work with brothers, man, you want to come in this congregation, be a brother, do the work of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Get this knowledge. Send us an email to anointedhos at gmail.com. Anointed HOS at gmail.com. Make sure you spell anointed right. You see what I'm saying? It is August the 24th. We are going to close the prospect. We're not going to take any more prospects after September the 1st. We're not going to take any more prospects after September the 1st. Matter of fact, I'm lying. We're not going to take any more prospects after August 31st because we got to be able to call you. So we'll give it to August 31st. So next Thursday will be at even will be the cutoff. All right, so man, send us some emails. Do the work of the Lord with your brothers, man. Whatever talents you got to bring to the table, whatever knowledge you got, man, come bring and do the work of the Lord with your brothers, man, so we can gather together on Nation Not Desired. Because the movie was showing what happens when all of us get together and do one thing at one time under one movement with one mind. You see what I'm saying?
God.
So, man, we hope y'all enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed explaining it. All right, hey, you want to get that Daniel 7:18 real quick, and then we're gonna get off this thing.
This book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 18. Saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. By Hashem.
All right. So, and with that, man, we done know the House of Saints. We appreciate y'all for tuning with us. All right, much love. Shalom.
Shalom.
Wow.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin.